being able to put that crown on for the first time?
Felt good. I'd seen them do that before I was even on a team. I thought it was a cool concept, so getting that for the first time was cool.
What did you make of your performance overall in that game? Obviously, you were such a force defensively.
Yeah. I said it, I feel like when I first got here in my press conference, like kind of just how I impact the game, and it doesn't have to be, scoring or anything really offensively, but just the toughness I bring defensively, how hard I play, all that kind of stuff. It just impacts the game, and like last night was a perfect example of that.
Are you comfortable playing like a 1 through 4 position in terms of interchangeability with positions?
Yeah. I'm always fine taking the toughest matchup, 1 through 4. 5, like whatever, like it is what it is. But 1 through 4 for sure, I'm comfortable taking that matchup.
With Keon possibly being injured, how much do you feel like you might not, your number might be called a couple more times to be able to fill in his shoes?
Yeah, just being ready, always staying ready and stepping up and taking that role. Obviously, Keon's a great defender, so just being able to fill that gap on his team and take that.
With having these handful of days of practice, kind of really get to look at what their offense, defense, everything they're running, what stood out to you?
For us?
Yeah.
Like our offense and stuff?
Just kind of like, what you're learning and still have to figure out.
Yeah, I think I'm kind of just getting adjusted to everything pretty well. Like we're just going through our plays offensively. I'm kind of getting used to it now, and then defensively, just going out there and playing hard is really all you can do at the end of the day, and then learning some of the defensive schemes that this team does.
What does a win like last night just do for this team, especially heading into the final 25 games?
Yeah, it was a win that I think we were supposed to have, especially after the Golden State game, and gives us momentum going into this road trip that we're playing some tough teams, so it gives us good momentum to go in there and take care of business.
Yeah, when you look at the remainder of the season, do you take the games? I know 5 games at a time. You guys thinking, okay, Utah in the next few, or how do you guys prepare as you look down this final stretch?
To be honest, I don't really know how they take it. I know for me personally, it's 1 game at a time, not worrying about the next, but take it game by game. And I'm pretty sure that's how the rest of the staff does it. But just focusing on 1 game at a time and getting each win.
All the things you guys have to clean up and things like that. Is there anything that stands out as the most easy to clean up, or the thing that you guys are able to do?
Yeah, I think turnovers maybe a little bit. We had a couple in that third quarter against Charlotte last night. And again, it's just easy stuff that maybe you don't make that pass or just be a little bit more patient. But I think turnovers is always like an easier thing to clean up, and that's something that we can do for sure.
Jake, how are you feeling like transitioning into this offense and defense? Like personally, are you thinking you're getting a little bit of a flow back into your game, or how's that been for you?
Yeah, I think so, especially defensively. Offensively, obviously, like I didn't shoot a shot last night, so I'm still, figuring out what my role is for that, finding, the open shot, open spot, stuff like that. But for the most part, like I don't really care, and I'm not too worried about, offensively. It'll come when it comes. My biggest thing is to just go out there and play hard and impact winning whatever way I can.
I know you guys have only just been together for a few weeks since you were acquired, but where would you say that the chemistry level is with everybody and how everyone's just kind of gelling together at this point in time?
Yeah, I think we're still learning how, all the new guys play, and we're still learning to play off each other a little bit, but I think, it's all coming together, and we're having good communication, in practice, even in the game on the bench. Talking to each other, like I was just talking to Zach last night on the bench, and we're talking about tendencies and stuff like that, just getting used to playing with each other.
To that point, how about just vocal standpoint? Like, who do you kind of see as being maybe that guy for this team?
Malik does a really good job of being vocal, but for the most part, I think there's a lot of guys, a lot of vets on this team. Jay Crowder does a good job as well. Just keeping everyone heads on straight and making sure we're all doing the right thing.
Can you explain the origins of your nickname Slaw Dog?
Slaw Dog? I've never heard that before.
Dude, okay, all these Memphis Grizzlies fans
I think
tell you that.
Slaw Dog is. I think that's a negative nickname. So
is it really?
I won't speak on that.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Dude's getting to the facts here, man.
Obviously, Domas and Jonas are a little different in that aspect. How do you feel like that helps your game, and what's the adjustment?
You talking about what you said with their ball screens?
Like Memphis didn't run many, and obviously Domantas Sabonis are good at that.
Yeah, I mean they're two huge guys, so they're very good at getting you open offensively, whether it's an on-ball or off-ball screen. They're good at putting pressure on the rim as well, so it's better playing with them than against them.
How much was that game needed for you guys just to get that win?
That was fun. At home in front of the fans. Zach went off. The atmosphere and the vibes were great.
To see what you guys have been working on the past couple of days, to see that in action, how do you guys feel like that translated from the practice court to the actual game?
I think there was a lot of improvements. There's still a lot more to do, obviously, but we kind of at least knew where our spots were for most of the game, so that definitely helped a lot. And I felt like we were better on defense.
Obviously, defensive side of the ball, a lot of offensive rebounds last night. Is the crash zones, is that still something that you guys are emphasizing, or is it a different skill?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, we always, we can't let teams get, we struggle on defense and then let them get offensive rebounds. It's not going to help us. So that's obviously something that's a big emphasis as well.
With how much you set guys up, it seems like knowing tendencies is really helpful. Just what have you learned about, how to help Zach in that aspect?
Yeah, we talked a couple of days, these practices of how he likes the ball. He likes it differently than other guys, and I'm happy he spoke up, so now I'm just focused on that.
Do you mind sharing some of that?
He likes the ball passed to him so he can hold the ball, create, What I do with the other guys, he prefers it a different way, so that's good to know.
Domas, what do you feel is like the easiest to clean up of all the things you guys focused on over the past few days?
Just the spacing, I hope, the spacing and knowing where we are, because we might get into something, someone might go one-on-one because we got a lot of talented players, but as long as we know our spacing, if that doesn't work, we know how to get into other things.
I think some of the sets you go kind of get more involved in kind of the playmaking aspect of things. The two-man game you have with Malik is clearly kind of elite. Do you feel like you have that with other guys in some of these new games?
Yeah, we're building on it, every game, we're trying to put ourselves more in those situations, and as the game goes on, we'll find it.
At this time of year, are you watching the standings like every day?
Sometimes no. I mean, at the end of the day, it's all about us, I know last night a lot of teams lost, so that definitely helped us, but at this point we just got to take care of our own business.
Speaking of, like piggybacking off of that, obviously after getting blown out by the Warriors and then being able to get this, an emphatic win yesterday, confidence level with this team as you guys head into this final stretch, what do you think it does for your guys' just morale and mentality heading?
The best part about that is after the Warriors game, we had 2 days to really get practice in, and bring it up a notch, after that first win after the break, so that's what really helped us.
Doug mentioned
Defensively yesterday, holding him to 88 points. What do you think was, from your perspective, working well on that end?
I feel like we were connected. And we ran the game plan as best as we could, and kind of stuck through it throughout the whole game. So that definitely helped us.
Doug, Markel Fultz has been able to pick up on so quickly.
He's a very high IQ player. He's a point guard, and he already knows the plays better than some of the guys who've been here forever. You know what I mean? He's locked in, and he knows what he has to bring to the team.
Jonas has been making an impact on that second unit. I think you played some of your least minutes last night with having that guy out there. I mean, just what have you thought of the impact that he's brought?
It's amazing. We definitely, I can go on the bench and relax. You know what I mean? Not be worried that I got to come in early or something. And last night was an example that I only had to play 27 minutes, so it was good.
Thanks, Doug. We shaved?
Yeah, we won.
Oh, so that was I was going to ask you about that today. Is that a thing? That was a thing?
Wife wasn't happy, so
Yeah.
No, we won. That was it. Shaved right after the game. Yeah, it was itching.
What, I guess, what did Phil just pleased you most with that win, and just what aspect of the way you guys performed? And sometimes get right games are necessary, but do you feel there's much you guys can apply forward?
Yeah, I mean there was a lot actually I wanted to work on and walk through. So being a little hypersensitive, I'm super happy that we won and the style we won. Guys got some rest and sit down, but against the more elite teams, and that's who we're trying to look at. There are certain things that just can't happen. Taking care of the basketball, making sure that we're getting into sets, like slowing down, taking advantage of the clock. Like there's ways and times to play fast, but we can't be reckless. There's a difference. You can still be under control and play fast.
You mentioned after the Warriors game kind of just needing Zach to go out there and be himself, and felt like last night was a prime example. How much do you like to see that, and what does that mean for this group moving forward?
I think it means a lot because for Zach to try to fit in, then we never really know who are you and what do you do. Like, I know his game, but there's a difference in, like, the guys know his game from him playing, 9 or 10 years or whatever it is in the league. They know his game. But it's different when you play with him and you're on the floor. Now you have to play that way within our sets, and guys need to know where to go and be in rebound position and make sure someone's back for transition and be able to crash from the wings. And like, all those little things mean a lot, but you don't know them until he is aggressive like he was last night. So that, I think it helps not only him and his confidence, but it also helps our group with understanding who he is, what he does, and the gravity that he has. Yeah.
When you look at the defensive side of the ball yesterday, or last night's game, I saw a lot of looking for when rebounding, and it was just looked like it was just Domas down there.
Yeah.
Have you emphasized that at all? Are you guys still doing the crash zones in terms of trying to make sure guys are in the right spots?
Yeah, well, crash zone is more on the offensive end of the ball, but just making sure that we're clearing the ball. I think, like, when I go back and watch film, like when I was a kid, they would be like, "Don't take a Polaroid." It's like, the ball is going up and I'm watching the ball, and then the guy's coming right in and getting I'm not really worried about the ball. Like, immediately I should hit my guy, bang, hit him, and then from there everything begins. And those are just bad habits that you have to break. You have to do it. There's no other way really to say it than I check my man before I go do anything. And if we do that, we got one of the best rebounders in the history of basketball. But he can't do it all by himself, and especially when he's locked up with a guy that's 7 foot, 350 pounds, it's difficult. So, Webb used to say, "Get your little butt out of here," and I'd go back and get a couple because I know he was locked up. That's what I need our guards to do. Yeah. Yes, I did. Thankful to him, though. Yeah.
Doug, as you look at these, the final stretch of games here, where you guys are at, and the standings, and just the competition in the West and whatnot, how much do you guys pay attention to that? And if so, how much does that motivate, dictate, or determine, what you guys do?
For the team, I don't do that a lot. I know that they pay attention. Because I don't think we're at that point where we can start to look past anybody, look past a possession. Like, we need to finish the game that we're at and then squarely look at the next team in the eyes. And then once we get there, we need to start in the first quarter and go possession by possession. That's where we're at as a team. And I'm just talking about us working on us. I'd like to look forward and all those different things, and like, people send it and people show me, but it's not something that I go try to do. So I have an idea, but it means absolutely nothing if we don't take care of our business. And sometimes you can get lost in the sauce, and we don't want to do that.
When it comes to roles that players play for you, I think a lot of them know what they do. For some others, is it kind of a fluid role, or do you have defined kind of cookie cutter things that you expect from them?
I'm not a cookie cutter guy. Because I think that these guys are so evolved as players that they can do more than sometimes they're asked. Now, first thing, definitely handle your role. What is it that you do? Are you a shooter? Do you crash? Do you bring energy? Do you facilitate? Are you a connector? All those things. Like, do your job first and foremost. But you have more to give to the game, and that's where I try to push the envelope and see if they can do those things. So, yeah, you have your roles, totally get it, but at the same time, like, the bottom line is we win, and the more each person is able to do and pull, the better. But do your job first.
And I know you guys are such a day-to-day operation. I'm just curious, from a broad standpoint, how do you look at this trip ahead for you guys?
You want to win them all. But I think the first thing that we do is, like, continue to work on us has been my messaging to them. And that means that when the ball is tipped, we start with the first possession and we play 48 minutes of basketball. What that does after 4 games or however many games is on this road trip, that'll be determined. We'll probably have some bad quarters, we'll have some good quarters, but I think the consistency at which we do what I'm asking to do is more important than the actual outcome at this. The byproduct of what I'm asking them to do is a positive outcome. So, you could win the game and play like crap. I would rather not. I would rather play well and continue to build than anything. Always winning the game, obviously, but that's really my focus, is that we play at a high level together.
How much do you think that Jake, Markel, and Jonas have helped the physicality of this group?
I think a lot. I think you see what Jake brings. I think like his first play of his very first game was a shoot the gap, steal, and get out in the open court, and I was just like, yes, exactly. I've been waiting for some of that. So, and then JV, his size and mass is huge. Markel has got a couple steals, and both of their ability, or all three of their ability to what we call make them feel us, I think is super big, because that's the staple of who I am and what I want, is they need to feel us immediately when we come onto the court. And we're still a work in progress at it, but those guys definitely help that.
On Keon, by the way, did you see him today, how he was looking?
The guy with the hair?
Yeah.
I saw him. I mean, he's a good looking guy. What are you asking?
Is he walking
He looked good.
Okay.
You say Shannon, he looked good? He looked good. He looked good. It is. Yeah.
With Jonas being able to help that, when Domas would come off the floor previously, it seemed like sometimes you guys would struggle there. Now you have that reliable backup. Domas doesn't play that many minutes last night. I mean, just how beneficial is that all around for you guys?
Well, I would like actually more nights like that where, you sit down at the fourth quarter and don't play, because we played well enough to give you the rest. So Domas would have actually played his normal minutes, so that's kind of skewed a little bit. So he would have been in the 36, 38-minute range had we not had a blowout. But I think it definitely helps Domas. It helps a couple of guys. Like if a guy gets a game going, then as a good teammate, let him roll. And that allowed Domas to be fresher as the season goes on, but at the same time, he has to find his rhythm and be able to do his thing. But being able to depend on a guy like Jonas on a night-to-night basis is, I think, huge for our team, but also for Domas, because that'll probably mean a fresher Domas as we get to the playoffs.